Hey guys, Sundan here. This is going to be my chapter review to One Piece 983 Thunder. I've got a new setup. My PC is, well, my brother's PC is now here. That my screen is here so I can look at it while I'm going through the review. It's going to be awesome. This was a really good chapter. Let's get right down to it. The cover page, we have Charlotte. No, it's not even, well, actually kind of Charlotte. We have Chiffon and Lola seeing Pound at the harbor. He's being guarded by all the, what are they called again, the little tontatas, that was it, and Gang Beige and everyone. They're just pointing at him like, who the hell is this guy? There might be some sort of recognition, I don't know, but they say it's that one guy from the port. So I have a feeling that that story is going to continue. That cover story is going to be Pound recognizing his kids recognizing him. Don't really care too much about it, to be fair. But we go straight into the first scene. So what is the first scene? The first scene is Wano, the climbing Koi waterfall. What do we get here? Pero is on a candy kind of organism kind of thing, and he's going through the waves. He sees Onigashima, so he must have either fallen off the ship. Something must have happened where the ship was unavailable to him because he's separate from the rest of the Big Mom crew. So he's gone by his onesies. He's gone straight towards Onigashima, and he's there swearing vengeance against King, Straw Hat, Luffy, Marco. And what I like about this is Pero's like, I don't take this alliance seriously. In the end, the Big Mom pirates will reign supreme. So you get this, but it's not even feeling. You get told straight up that Pero is not going to play well with the other people in the alliance. He's not going to play well with any other pirates. He wants the Big Mom pirates to be the number one, to be numero uno. He's only going to look out for himself, his crew, and Big Mom, which is going to be kind of like a wild card because this is going to, I feel this is going to kind of, this is going to divulge. I'm not even sure if that's the word. This is going to break down into a mass kind of hysteria, mass infighting between everyone. So I think Pero might actually be the cause of that and might actually push everyone towards that kind of environment. The second scene we get is the pleasure hall on the mountain path of Onigashima. And here we see Chopper and Usopp. They're in that little tank thing, but it's changed its form. It's changed its function. And it actually looks very familiar to, I think, the form it takes when Frankie utilizes all those little pieces like his motorcycle, this tank, and a few of the others to create that giant mecha thing they had. But I think it's kind of Big Mama suppressed something which made it assume that form, because they do make mention that Big Mom hit it, and because of that hit, it went through a weird transformation switch. But the key point here is that Chopper and Usopp are now free to kind of do what they want because Big Mom isn't after them anymore. Big Mom has gone after Prometheus after he's kind of said this is where Zeus is. So Big Mom is now chasing Nami, Chopper, Shinobu, and Zeus. But what does that mean for Chopper and Usopp? What are they going to do? So we know that Momonosuke is currently being kind of crucified. He's about to be executed. Maybe they might turn up there, or maybe they're going to follow behind Kinemon and the samurai, and they'll probably get in a bit of a pinch, and Usopp and Chopper might kind of trail after them, the guys in the rear guard, and might actually be able to provide some decent backup, especially from range, because Usopp's in this little duo. He might be able to actually help out the samurai with a little bit of kind of rear guard action. The next scene, inside the pleasure hall. So we see Big Mom. I really like this scene. She's creating all these little homies. You see these sandals, you see an old umbrella, you see this kind of lantern and some other kind of slipper kind of looking things. She's given them more life with using her devil fruit, the Soru no Mi, and she is chasing after Prometheus, who's shouting, "Hey, they're right here, Big Mom, come after us!" And I like the fact that Carrot's there saying, stop calling after Big Mom, you're gonna get us killed." And actually, a key point here is the fact that Zeus says, "Oh no, Nami, she's gonna kill me." So Zeus is fearing for his life. Zeus seems to have completely now that Big Mom is in the vicinity, he's not going to try and deviate from the path that he's chosen. He's sticking with Nami because he seems to like Nami as an owner better. So he's shitting bricks right now because he's like, Big Mom's going to kill me. So I like the fact that he's switched completely. But Prometheus is just being a little bit of a shithead. But the thing with Prometheus is, I thought Prometheus would have enough strength to take on these few of the Straw Hats, or these particular Straw Hats, by his onesies. But the fact that he's calling for Big Mom, I have to admit, left me a little bit disappointed. I thought he would do a little bit more of the work here rather than just call for Big Mom. I thought he had some autonomy that he would display. The other thing we notice here, Sanji said that he's not giving up on finding the ladies, and he abandoned Carrot and he abandoned Nami. Now everyone in the One Piece world is like, oh my god, he's a good for nothing, but we all know when Sanji goes missing, and he goes missing by his onesies, that's a very, very good situation. What that means is Sanji's going on a solo mission. He's going to kind of do all the dirty work in the back, all the leg work in the back. He's kind of taking that shinobi position, that ninja position of kind of blending in with the shadows and doing all the key little bits and pieces to allow safe escape, to make sure that everyone traverses easily across where they need to get to. But also, we know that Momonosuke, like I said, is currently about to be executed. So maybe Sanji might turn up there in his raid suit or soba mask, and he's meant to have some sort of he's meant to have had his suit slightly edited by both Usopp and Frankie. Frankie, who's obviously taken some blueprints from Vegapunk and stuff while he was out in his 2 years hiatus, if you want. So I'd like to see exactly what they've done with that. But Sanji is definitely not just going to go and find the ladies. He's definitely doing some sort of solo mission, which will be pivotal. When Sanji does stuff like this, they're story-defining moments. I can't wait to see what he's actually going to do. The next scene. This one I want to just quickly run through because there's not much to actually talk about. It's the performance floor, Skull Dome. We see Momonosuke. He's trapped on this kind of X-shaped wooden kind of pillars, and that's his crucifixion stand. And we have Queen announcing, "Listen up, everyone! Brother Orochi, he is about to announce a special event." Orochi actually announces that this is the son of Kozuki Oden, the boy that we believe to be dead 20 years ago. So everyone's probably confused. Like, this kid should be a little bit older than that. He looks like he's 8 years old, because probably he is. And Orochi's announcing that he's about to kill this kid. So I think he might fill them in a little bit more on the history of the kid, who he is, or he might move straight towards the execution. But there's really nothing to take from this apart from the fact that people have to stop. Someone has to stop our boy Momonosuke from getting murdered right now. The next scene, Zoro. The next scene is Zoro inside the castle. So he's there with two of his swords out. Actually, I don't think he has Enma out. I think Enma's just. Did he actually give Enma back? No, I think he's got Enma sheathed. But he's realizing that the farther he gets into the castle, the more power users there are, the more devil fruit users there are. And we see this stag beetle, we see this rhinoceros beetle, I think, and we see this praying mantis lady. So these are all different types of devil fruit users, different types of Zoan users, and they're all gifted, and they're talking to Zoro, and they're saying there are nearly 500 of us, and they're talking specifically about how they used to have the dream of being Pirate King, but how kind of their interaction with Kaido, and they make it sound like, oh yeah, we chose Kaido. Most likely they got their asses beat by Kaido and were forced into submission and took the easy road, as one of them says, and joined Kaido's crew in order to make him become the Pirate King. So they got rid of their dreams in order to see someone else achieve their dreams, because they were too chicken shit to actually stick to they didn't have any integrity. They didn't have any drive or motivation to stick by what they believed in. So they're trying to tell Zoro to do the same thing here. Everyone should follow Master Kaido. So I don't really like these gifters. And obviously, speaking to someone like Zoro, he's gonna have no respect for them. They don't have any respect for themselves. So that was that scene. I was confused as to how Zoro actually managed to separate himself from Luffy. How we then see Kid and Killer, they were also separated from Luffy, so I'm not sure how they actually managed to separate from each other, but somehow, some way they've done that. The next scene, Team Kid inside the castle. So Kid's there with Killer saying, "I don't think we can break in through the front, this is lunacy," whereas Kid's thinking about the rest of his crew. He's like, "I lost sight of Heat and the others." So Heat, well, just judging by this, Heat is another member of their crew. I didn't actually know that. But what we get here is we see some sort of scuffle beyond the people that Kid was interacting with, beyond the people that Kid was fighting. And what they say is actually, "Wait, sir, Master Kaido is looking for you." And he says, "Don't concern yourself with me, just let me go." So we didn't know at this point who it was. Looking back at it, it's Yamato, who we get at the end of the chapter. But Kid continues to attack those guys, so he's creating more of a scuffle there. People are going to be attracted to that, taking away from people like Luffy, from people like Zoro. But he's got Killer with him, so he's alright for now. But we do see, kind of through this chapter, there's a running thing of Yamato going through the back, especially from this scene to the next. We don't actually see it in the first 3-ish scene. The next scene, Luffy inside the castle. So this is where we get more of the kind of ulti page 1 kind of connection there. She's rubbing her face on his, saying, "Ah, you alright? How dare you do this?" And she's pointing all the blame at Luffy, and he's like, "Wait a sec, you're the one who used him to ski down the stairs." I was laughing my ass off, because you see the staircase and it's just got this dirty line going through it where the stairs have actually been broken through, and I was laughing. I was like, how is Ulti actually pinning the blame on Luffy right now? But she asks him, she has no idea who he is. She says, "Name yourself, what unit are you with, who's your commanding officer?" And his introduction here is sick, because he's still got the black the black cloak on with the super high collars, looking like Eric Cantona, and he's there like, I'm Luffy, I'm the man who's going to become the king of the pirates. I was like, yes, all right, that's cool. But this is where we see, for the first time, we see Urti in action. And I was like, oh my god, she was actually super cool. So she jumps in the air, talking about how Kaido is going to be the king of the pirates, obviously. And she headbutts at Luffy. And I was like, what the heck is going on? Obviously, I was like, oh, what's her devil fruit here? She's going to have to reveal it. She's not going to fight Luffy without revealing her devil fruit. So she goes and headbutts, and we get this clash of their haki. But it's not a normal clash of Busoshoku no Haki. It's not what's it called, color of armaments. There's black lightning that erupts from their clash, which is almost a telltale sign of Haoshoku no Haki, of Emperor's Haki. So this is, I think this is almost a giveaway of the fact that Urti has Emperor's Haki. Luffy we already know, but they clash. It looks sick. I love the fact that we got to see it from kind of behind Ulti's ear, and then we got to see it from behind Luffy's ear, kind of staring into each other's eyes. That was amazing. And then I really like the part where everyone thinks, oh my god, Luffy must be dead, and Urti's just stood there, and she's assumed her kind of hybrid Zoan form, and Page One assumes his full Zoan transformation, because they've realized, they're like, wait, they're telling everyone basically, stop muttering, stop talking, we need to concentrate because this one is dangerous. And I really like that. You know, Luffy wasn't just going to get knocked out by something like that, obviously, but the fact that they respected Luffy enough, the fact that they identified straight away, even actually Page One, he's there like, holy shit, sis, and this actually confirms that they're brother and sister. He calls her sis, so that, I think that's enough of a confirmation. But the fact that they understood straight away upon kind of one interaction with Luffy, this guy is dangerous, we need to assume our Zoan forms, otherwise we're going to get clapped. What do we see here? We see the Spinosaurus from Page 1 again, but Ulti's devil fruit is the dragon fruit, obviously ancient type, obviously, but her model is the Pachycephalosaurus, or the Pachycephalosaurus, or the Pachycephalosaurus. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. I'm going to say Pachycephalosaurus. But this is that dinosaur we've seen countless times, I think, with the one with the kind of bald head. And it has I think the Latin actually means something along the lines of thick-headed, if Wikipedia serves me well. But yeah, so thick-headed lizard or something like that. So I've seen the dinosaur before, and I think it really suits her, because she's meant to be this headstrong character, and the fact that she has this headstrong dinosaur just kind of wraps it all up and makes it a bit funny. But it's a super kind of impressive thing, because her headbutt actually leaves a hole in the ground. We don't get to see much of it, but it has quite a destructive capability. So what happens next? She's there saying to all these guys, shut your asses up. I can still detect this guy's haki. Whose haki is this if I've killed him? And Luffy's completely fine. He seems to have been hurt slightly, but he's like, I guess I underestimated you. I gotta be smarter. This is an Emperor's Castle. He proceeds to grab Ulti by the horns, showcasing his speed, by the way. Luffy speed blitzes her here, grabbing her by the horns, throwing her on the floor. One issue I had with this was he grabs her by the horns and he's behind her. So then his yanking of her should kind of pull her so that her head's towards the ground and the rest of her body comes and faces vertical. So her front should be facing Luffy and her head should be closest to the ground. But when you see her, she's landing on her back. So I feel like from an action perspective, that didn't really flow. That didn't make sense. That's not how she should have landed, given the direction of Luffy's attack, if you understand what I mean. It's still a cool attack. Page 1 tries to actually help out his sister here. So what happens here? Luffy dodges the attack, lands on the ground. You can see him building all of this energy, because he's crouched down into a deep squat. He's getting ready to kind of jump up like a frog punch kind of thing. If you're aware of something, go check it out. But he pumps up his right arm so quickly. He goes so fast into gear third, and he decks Page 1. I don't think he knocks out Page 1, but he definitely delivers a punch which stings him at least a little bit. So then we see Urti here once again, and I don't think it's a 100% transformation, because her face is still the face of Page 1, you know, of Urti. Page 1, when he fully transforms, he gets his snout, he looks like a complete dinosaur, but Urti here, when she grabs Luffy and she says, you slime, which I thought was a really lame way to swear at the guy. But she doesn't actually transform her face. Maybe she has a thing against that. She doesn't like the look of it or something like that. That's what I'm thinking. She seems to be the type of person where the appearances of her devil fruit would put her off a 100% transformation. But she prepares herself for what she refers to as Ulti Meteor, which I assume is, you know, a more weightier, a more momentum heavy attack. So she was going to try and really drill through Luffy with her head. And Luffy here realizes, he's like, oh shit, this is not a good situation to be in. And he goes, uh-oh, gear 4. And so he was about to go gear 4th. And let's go straight into this. I didn't like the fact that upon initial reading that he was about to go gear 4th, but upon reading different people's ideas, different people's opinions, I think it was actually a good moment for him to go gear 4th, because it's not like he was going to go gear 4th and then just stay in gear 4th because he needed to. This could have been one of those situations, and it looks like it was one of those situations where he was like, okay, I'm not in my base form, I don't have enough power to just wriggle out of this. I'm going to go gear 4th for like a minute or even 10 seconds, absolutely clap these guys, and then continue on my way, you know, with my energy still conserved. So it seems to be more of an energy conservation kind of moment, as well as a kind of like I need to get out of this predicament that I'm in right now. But it doesn't seem to have been a desperation move. If it was a desperation move, I would have been like, really? You have to go full desperation against the Tobiropo? Not because the Tobiropo are weak in terms of power scaling. I'm not too sure exactly where they stand. Kaido thinks of Doflamingo as weak. Does that mean the Tobiropo, who he kind of respects a little bit, well, we've seen him kind of give a little bit of respect and autonomy to, does he think that they're as strong as Doflamingo? But then that makes X-Drake as strong as Doflamingo, and it makes him as strong as kind of Luffy. So it really depends on their power scaling. We don't really know. But then we get the surprise of the chapter. I think everyone was shook by this. Luffy seems to sense something, maybe something as a result of his Kenbun Shoku no Haki, but we get this dude in a Hanya mask. Looks awesome as shit. He's got chains. He's wearing the same kind of belt that Oden used to wear. He's got handcuffs with chains, like I said, coming off. His kimono looks sick. His Hanya mask, he looks amazing. And he strikes using the same move that Kaido used to knock out Luffy in one blow, Thunder Bagua. He uses the exact same move on Urti, and she gets knocked out. She gets knocked spark out. And the thing here is, there's Black Lightning in this attack as well, so no doubt it would have been clad in Busou Shoku no Haki, but it seems that he is also a user, or he's inherited Hao Shoku no Haki, which is no big surprise if he's actually Kaido's son, which he is Kaido's son because they all address him as Master Yamato. They all know who this guy is, and then he introduces himself later on to Luffy as Yamato. But he knocks Urti out, so I was surprised by that. The fact that Page 1 didn't actually get up and try to do something here suggests that he was hurt, he was stung quite a bit by Luffy, or he's been knocked out. I'm hoping he hasn't been knocked out by Luffy's elephant gun, because that kind of makes him weaker than I want him to be, and then I think we need him to be, but we'll see how it goes. So then people catch up behind Luffy and Yamato, and they're like, oh, seize Master Yamato, Kaido's looking for him. But what we get here is Yamato introduces himself to Luffy. He's like, Straw Hat Luffy, this is you, isn't it? And then he picks him up and runs away with him. He's like, my name is Yamato, I'm Kaido's son. So where does this go? Because Luffy says here, he's like, I don't sense any hostility from you. What's going on? You've just picked me up and you're running. I'm in a bit of a hurry. I'm supposed to be going the other way, maybe. But Yamato's just like, I've been waiting for you for a very long time. So I'm not sure exactly what he means by that. Yamato there's a whole bunch of things that people on Reddit have said. Maybe he's a fan of Oden. Maybe he's read newspapers on Luffy. Maybe he's been waiting for someone like Luffy to come to Wano because he's heard of Luffy's escapades in other countries and other areas. And like for instance, they wouldn't have heard of Skypiea, but maybe they'd heard of what happened in Whole Cake Island, what happened in Dressrosa, what happened with the whole East Blue side. You know, maybe some of this has reached Yamato, and he's wanting someone to come and liberate Wano a little bit. So it seems like for now at least, and from what Luffy kind of understands, Yamato is an ally, but I'm not too sure where this is gonna go. Is Yamato gonna actually help him kill his own father? That would be a bit weird. I'm not sure if he'd have the heart to do that if he's a good guy at the very least. But why is he wearing a Hanya mask? Is his face scarred up? Does he not want his identity to be known? But if he's going around with a Hanya mask, everyone knows the guy with the Hanya mask. So I'm not exactly sure what's his deal, but it looks like he's going to be a large source of help. If he can knock out someone like Ulti in one swipe, this guy is powerful as shit. So I can't wait to see what's going to happen next. So let me know what you guys thought of this review. Let me know what you guys thought of this chapter. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And I will see you guys